Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video will be focused on common gym mistakes that I see online and also when I'm at the gym. I notice it pretty frequently, so I wanted to make a video that will give you guys an idea of how to properly do exercises. The first one will be me doing it incorrectly, and then the second video will be the proper technique to get you guys started to reach your fitness goals. So let's get started. So the first exercise will be squats using the Smith machine. Every gym is different with their Smith machines, but Planet Fitness in particular, when you do squats, you don't want to have your feet right under. As you can see, when I'm squatting down, my back is kind of leaning forward versus having a straight back. So with using a Smith machine, you want to bring your feet a little bit in front of you. And also when you're squatting and coming up, you don't want to squeeze too hard, but you still want to have that mind to muscle connection. Here's the correct version of squatting on the Smith machine. As you can see, I bring my feet out a little bit in front of me so my back can stay straight when I'm squatting versus leaning forward. Also, it is very important to keep your core tight for any movement, especially if you want to start squatting using free weights. Your core being tight is super important and slow and controlled for you to have that mind to muscle connection. The next exercise we're doing is Romanian deadlifts, aka RDLs. One of my favorite exercises, really good for the glutes and the hamstrings. As you can see here, incorrectly, I am going down way too low and I'm moving way too fast. Also, your shoulders should be pushed back, so you shouldn't be leaning forward. So as you can see here, with the correct way, my form look completely different. You want to make sure that your shoulders are back, because if you look, I can't go all the way down like before. Before, my shoulders were slouched over, so I was able to touch the ground, but that's not what we want when we're doing RDLs. When doing a leg press, a common mistake that I see is people tend to lock out their knees when they come to the top, and that's one thing we don't want, especially when we start adding more weights to this exercise. With the leg press, there are different ways you can use it to target different muscle groups. So for the first exercise, I'm going to have my feet lower because I want to target my quads. As you can see here, my feet are lined up and they're even, as well as when I come down and come back up, I'm not locking out my knees, but my legs are straight when they do come up. So next, we are going to have our feet more in the middle, and this will target our glutes. So same thing with the quads. You just want to make sure that when you're coming down, coming up, that you are not locking out your knees and your feet are positioned correctly. The last exercise using the leg press will be targeting the hamstrings. With that, you will have your feet closer to the top and your toes slightly pointed out. Same concept with all these exercises using the leg press. Never lock out your knees, very important. That's something I will constantly say because it could be bad. Lunges, an exercise that I've grown to love. So with this, you want to make sure that your back is straight. If you look here, you can see I'm slouching over and I have no type of control in the movement. When doing lunges, like I said before, it's important to keep that core tight, your back straight, and have full control of the movement. But it's also important to make sure when you're planting that front foot down that you're placing the weight in the heel versus the ball of your foot. With the last exercise for this video will be for the butte. So if you look here, my back is super straight and I'm kicking back too fast versus having a slow and controlled movement. So with the correct way of doing this, you can see I'm slightly bent over versus having my back straight. What helps me is I tend to lay in and grab on the cable machine. So that kind of forces me to bend over when I do my cable kickbacks. Also, I'm getting a nice squeeze at the top and I'm not forcing the movement or going too quickly.
Sheesh. Your ass look good.